kids a head start.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations with KLEK 102.5 FM. This is Micah Simone speaking, and I now have Mr. Cato Wonder, Lacanzi Kell online.
Well, yes, I'm hearing. Is that my mic? Okay, I can barely hear it. I'm on 6. Turn 6 up just a little bit.
It's all the way up.
Oh, I might need to look at that. But anyway, it is your boy Cato Wonder. We're supposed to have from the Foundation of the Arts Sametta Parker and Christy Pulliam. They have not yet arrived in the studio. So while we wait for our guests for our second segment to arrive, Micah, so this was you just completed your first solo community conversations. You didn't have me, you didn't have Kubila. How did it feel? Joe said that you was in the hot seat. I wouldn't call it the hot seat because you've been in this seat long enough. We turned the temperature up just a couple of degrees. So how does it feel?
I think a couple of degrees is an understatement. I am sitting here sweating as we speak. I'm a little anxious. I'm still looking for questions to ask Mr. Hafner, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
Well, one thing, you will grow into this, and I didn't get to tell the story during when we had our 1 year anniversary, but I'm going to tell you the story on the air about when Quabila had to actually, one of the first times she had to host, and I wasn't available. I was actually taking my dog to the vet, and the guest was late coming to the studio, and she had never spoken by herself before. She was still in her shell, and I mean, she was literally dying on the air. She actually almost broke down in tears on the air, and so I'm like, OMG, let me call and bail her out. So I called in. I just said, Kubila, put me on the phone. So I'm holding my phone in one hand, and I'm trying to give my dog his medicine in the other hand, and my dog is not wanting to take this medicine, so it's pretty awkward. I'm at my apartment, and I'm just trying to talk about anything, and I'm speeding back to the studio. This is around the time when former Chancellor Hudson had just been let go of his position, and I'm driving by the house and I actually saw the U-Haul truck loading his stuff out. I'm just describing traffic, talking about anything. But the reason why I said it is Quabila grew into a personality. In fact, now I tell people Quabila does a much better job with this show, and our guests are here. So come on, have a seat. I'm going to go ahead and hand this over. You are Miss Sametta, right? Okay, well, no, you're going to sit right here.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you for tuning in to KLEK 102.5 FM. If you have any questions or comments, please call our 870-277-1080. Once again, that telephone number is 870-277-1080. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm so sorry I am late. I had the time wrong.
It's perfectly fine. If you could introduce yourself a little bit.
Good morning. My name is Sametta Parker. I am a member of the Foundation of Arts here in Jonesboro. I have been with them for just a little over a year. I teach acting for children and adults there, and I am about to direct my first show at the Foundation of Arts.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for being with us. And the name of that show is Raisin in the Sun, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Okay.
It is the iconic play by Lorraine Hansberry, which tells the story of the Younger family who are about to receive a large payout on the father's life insurance.
Okay.
And everyone has their own ideas about what they think should be done with the money. Mm-hmm. And so it looks at the dynamic of how a family deals with death, how a family deals with change, okay, in particular. And the mother wants to purchase a house in a neighborhood that has, up until that point, been all white. This takes place in 1959. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit of a shock for the family. The oldest son wants the mother to invest in a business, and she's not really happy about that. And the daughter, Benita, wants to go to medical school, which is also something largely unheard of for African American females at that time. And so we're looking at female empowerment. We're looking at family dynamics and wanting the American dream. That is what it basically boils down to, the American dream. Yes. And that's where the title of the play came from, the Langston Hughes poem, A Dream Deferred.
A Dream Deferred. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I'll have to read that poem. So how did you make the decision to host this play?
Well, I haven't lived in Jonesboro for very long. I moved here in 2012 with my family, and in 2016, in March, my husband passed away. And I had been his caregiver for most of that time. But prior to moving here, I had been a teacher. I had taught theater arts. I've always been very active in theater. So I met Christy through our church and was invited to exhibit some of my artwork. And at that time last year, they were about to cast Jesus Christ Superstar. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll audition for that. And she's like, you should do it. And I said, yeah. I said, I want to get back to it. I used to teach theater. And she said, oh, we have a position for a teacher. We need a teacher on Monday. So I was like, okay, great.
That is awesome.
I auditioned for Superstar, got a small part, met a lot of amazing people. And I really liked it. But how we came to A Raisin in the Sun is that I looked around. We had this huge cast for that play. And only about 4 of us were African American.
Okay.
And I said, Christy, where are all the black people?
Okay.
And she said, well, I'd like to do more, but I don't know how to get people in here.
Okay.
And I said, well, you got to do a black play. And she says, but I got to get people in here for that. And I said, well, you've got me, you know. We like to come and support our own. And I said, so if people know that I'm here teaching and they know that we're here taking part in the theater, then they will come. And so we talked and came up with A Raisin in the Sun. Thought that would be something that everyone knows. And prayed over it, and then this spring she said the board approved it, and I was like,
yay.
What have I done?
What have you stepped into?
Yes. So we are having auditions on Saturday and Sunday for the show.
What time are the auditions?
Saturday auditions begin at 10 a.m. at the Forum on East Monroe Street.
Okay.
And Sunday at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Also at the Forum. You do not need any acting experience. You don't need to bring a prepared piece. We just want you there, especially black males. We have a number of roles for men and one for a boy. So we definitely need our black males to come out and represent.
So what are the age ranges for the people that should come and audition, or the age ranges for the characters, I should say?
For the women, there are 4. There's Mama, Benita, Ruth, and Mrs. Johnson. Mama and Mrs. Johnson are in their 60s. Mrs. Johnson could be a little bit younger.
Okay.
Benita is 20 years old, and Ruth is in her early 30s. So we're looking for women aged about maybe 17 and up. You're never too old to get on stage. Trust me, we have a lot of senior members in our community who take part in our shows. For our men, as I said, we have one little boy who is Travis, and that character is about 10 or 11 years old. So we can look at young men aged maybe even as young as 7. If they can bring it. I've seen it. I've trained up my own kids that young. And as old as maybe 11 or 12. For our men, Walter Lee is 35.
Okay.
George, who is Benita's boyfriend, he's in his early 20s. Very well-spoken young man. So we want someone who can really bring the clarity. And then there's Joseph Asagai. Asagai is Nigerian. So, I'm calling on our African community here in town as well. It would be lovely to have a true Nigerian play that part, but anyone can audition for that role. We also have Bobo. He's about in his mid-30s. I'm sorry, George and Asagai are both in their 20s. Bobo's in his mid-30s. He's a friend of Walter Lee. And we also have the Moving Men.
Okay.
Who can be anywhere from 17 and up. It does not matter for that age. They just need to look like good, strapping young men.
Right.
And we have one white role.
Okay.
That's Mr. Lindner. He's probably in his 40s or so. So we have a good age range of folks. Don't let your age go, I don't know, I'm not old enough. There's the magic of makeup.
The magic of makeup. And keep in mind that even if you aren't these ages, if you look a little older or you look a little younger, you could still pass for that age or for that age range.
Absolutely. And, don't worry, we're not looking for any specific body type. You do not have to be super thin. You might read online. By the way, we do have the full character descriptions online at foajonesboro.org. If you look under audition information, you will see that.
And who can I get in touch with if they're interested in auditioning but they need further questions answered and things of that nature?
You can, again, go online to the Foundation of Arts, foajonesboro.org.
Okay.
And the address and phone number information is on there. There's emails. You can email Christy Pulliam or any member of the staff can answer those questions for you.
Okay.
And again, full casting information is there. The application form, which you can also fill out when you show up to the audition if you don't have access to a printer. But all that information that you might want to know about where auditions will take place, what is required, all of that is on the website.
Okay. And could you give those audition dates one more time and the times?
Yes, that is Saturday, July 15th at 10 a.m. at the Forum on East Monroe Street. You can either park there at the Forum or across from the Arts Center, which is on Main Street. And Sunday at 2 p.m. also at the Forum Arts Center, Foundation of Arts, on East Monroe and Main Street.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And once again, we're speaking with Sametta Parker from the Foundation of the Arts. If you have any questions or comments, 870-277-1080, or leave your question or comments on our Facebook live stream. So, just a quick question. Is there any character that you personally identify with?
When I first saw the play, it was 1989, and it was airing on PBS American Playhouse with Esther Roll and Danny Glover and Starletta Dubois. And I instantly
Just a moment. We have a caller. Hello, caller. How are you?
Hi, this is Quabila.
Hello, Miss Quabila.
I just had a question for Miss Sametta. I just want to know, are they offering any type of scholarships or what concerning the classes for the children and adults? And I'm going to hang up and listen.
Okay. There are a number of classes available at the Arts Center. We have theater, we have musical theater, we have ballet, tap, jazz, baton twirling, for ages as young as, I believe, 3 all the way to adults. There are scholarships available, so don't let the cost of the classes deter you from getting involved. It's best if you do want a scholarship, when applications go out and we announce the classes online, apply as soon as possible, because we do have a limited number of scholarships, but we always try to find a way for every child and adults, there are classes for adults as well, to be a part of the arts.
Okay. And as far as those classes go or those scholarships go, are they based on, are you able to, I guess, get classes on an individual basis?
Yes. You would have to arrange an individual class with an instructor like myself. And those fees are a little bit different because we do pay for our space there at the foundation. But again, they're not exorbitant. And you're going to get highly qualified instructors in every area.
I like that. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Please call in at 870-277-1080 if you have any questions or comments. You can also leave them on our Facebook live stream. So just to dive a little deeper into what we were speaking of before the call, what are the characters that you personally identify with?
At the time I saw the play, I might have been about 15 or 16 years old. And I fell in love with Benita. She was so me. At the time, it was like 1989. So, that was the time where we were again experiencing a renaissance in black cinema and black theater. Spike Lee and John Singleton were really making a big splash on the screen. And we were all about our Afrocentricity. And so finding my sense of identity, because we lived in Alaska at the time.
Wow.
Yes, my father was in the military. And so, it was a very diverse community. at my school, and we were very free to express ourselves. So I really loved her. I was involved in the theater at school, and we had a speech and drama team, and I actually performed a monologue from the show in competition, and took it all the way to state level to compete while I was in high school. I
Congratulations.
for her and loved her to pieces, and I always wanted to do this play all together. I never had an opportunity to perform it. I almost wish I wasn't directing so I could be in it, but I'm excited to be able to bring this story to life and do it here, because the Foundation of Arts and the Forum has been here for 30 years, and they have never done a show with an all African American cast.
That is beautiful.
By a Black playwright. And I don't believe they've done a show with a black director. We're not sure. I'm not sure of that. But this is a big first. We are making history in Jonesboro.
Yes.
You don't want to miss out on your opportunity to take part in this.
I agree. I encourage each and every young person that not doing anything this summer to at least attend the audition and see what it's about. Even if you were a little hesitant to come and you don't know what to expect, that's normal. You're not supposed to know what to expect. But what are some of the things that they can bring to the audition as far as attitude or attire or anything like that?
Dress comfortably. This is not a musical, so you don't have to worry about learning any choreography. There is one character, Ruth, who does a little bit of singing. But again, don't worry about, I don't know, just come. Be yourself. Be relaxed. It seems like that's a crazy thing to say. As I'm not sure that I'm relaxed ever going into an audition. And my daughter acts, and I've seen her go prepare for an audition, and she's just like, oh my goodness, I have to be prepared for this and that and that and this. And don't worry about all of that. I am fairly laid back, and everyone there just wants to see what you can do. Be confident, bring your smile. You don't have to dress up. You don't need a resume. You don't need a headshot. Just bring you and a desire to create an amazing work of art.
That is some beautiful advice. And if you're listening, I hope that you are taking heed to this information. Once again, that website to look up the information and the audition dates as well as the application is foajonesboro.org.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So if you have any questions or comments, look on their website and see about their how do you call it? The description of the characters.
Character descriptions, yes.
And see which one better fits you or better fits the attitude that you could possibly portray. Is there any other advice that you would give in a new actor or actress trying to break into the world of
acting? Is an art form, and all of us have a little bit of actor in us. If you've ever told a lie, you have been acting. If you've ever given a speech, all of us can probably remember our little Easter speeches from church.
Yes.
and getting up there and being a little nervous, and Mama said, "Come, baby, let him use you, and playing make believe. That's all acting is playing make believe, and we've all done that with our kids, and when we were kids, and there's a little bit more to it, because in make believe you're just going on your own thing, and with a play you have to learn the lines and convey someone else's ideas. But it is fun to be someone else just for a little while.
As far as the rehearsals go, what should they expect if they do
if you are cast in a show, we rehearse about 4 to 5 nights a week. We do take into account your schedule, and you are asked about what commitments you have when you fill out your application. And we build our rehearsal schedule as best we can around the schedules of those that we want most. Rehearsals generally last anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. They get a little bit longer as you get closer to the show, because we break it down into acts and scenes initially as we're learning lines and getting staging set. But once we get to the last week or two before the show, we're running every night, and we're running from beginning to end. And this show is about 2.5 hours long. And then there's time for you have to have time to fit costumes and do hair. There are 1 or 2 specialized hairstyles and wigs and makeup and things like that. Don't be afraid, men. Don't be afraid of the makeup. We're not asking you to do a whole lot.
You won't be beat.
No, you will not be beat to the gods. It's not that kind of a show. In some cases, some of our guys can even have gotten away with no makeup or very minimal, something going on. So.
Well, I sincerely would like to thank you, Ms. Sametta Parker, for coming and being a representative of the Foundation of the Arts.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. We're not wrapping up. We'll be right back. This is a commercial. Thank you for tuning in to KLEK 102.5 FM. This is Community Conversations, and we'll be right back after these messages.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. To protect emergency cash as well as other documents related to your money matters, you need a home safe. Once you purchase the right safe for your needs and budget, here's what to keep in it. Property insurance policies and agent contact information, passports and original birth certificates, a list of family doctors, prescription medications, and contact information for all pharmacies you use. You may need these to get new supplies of medications you use on a regular basis. Safe deposit box keys. If you store any valuables in a bank safe deposit box, you want to make sure you keep the keys to it in a safe place. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. This is Micah Savone speaking with the lovely Miss Sametta Parker from Foundation of the Arts. And I would like to ask you about any upcoming productions that you may have.
We have a number of productions coming up. I wish I had brought the flyer with us from our Behind the Red, which we just had last week and announced the new season. But again, it's all on the website foajonesboro.org. This year we are doing, in addition to Raising the Sun, I am so sorry, also on the 15th, if you really do want to take part in a musical, we're holding auditions for Little Women, which will be in August. It will come to the stage in August, and it will be in our small theater, stage 2. So if you are interested, and you may audition for both shows, and then myself and the director of Little Women, Mr. Dealey, we'll duke it out for the people that we want. We do that quite a bit, and if you're incredibly intense like myself, you might even try to do both shows, which I did earlier this year. But we have Little Women, which will be in August. We have Peter Pan this season, a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Interesting.
Which will be probably, I believe, in November. We always do the Nutcracker. So if you are a dancer, and again, you don't have to be a great point ballerina, come and audition. We also have an original ballet this season written by one of our instructors, and it's called Exodus. It's based on the Bible story.
Exodus.
We'll be doing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I know I'm just missing. Seussical, the musical.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we're doing Seussical, the musical. And our big finale show for the season, the 2018 season, which will be in next spring, is The Producers. I'm certain I'm probably still living something out. So definitely go to the website and check out our entire list for the 2017-18 season, because we've got a lot going on. And you notice we have a number of shows which feature children.
Yes.
So kids are a big part of our program at the Foundation of Arts. The majority of our classes are children. We have, like I said, just a plethora of dance programs. And we have an amazing musical theater class that a lot of kids have fun with. And they take a certain number of children, the Curtain Up crew. They took them to Disney World this past year.
That is amazing.
On stage. And they did a really great job.
Was that a part of the scholarship?
Students who took part in the classes, some of them were on scholarship, yes.
Okay.
So the scholarships are basically available for any class that you would like to take. It's not necessarily limited to anything particular.
And what is the age range for those scholarships, and if you have to audition for them?
You do not have to audition for the scholarship. They're based on need and, of course, availability of the scholarship, which is why I say definitely apply early. Our classes for this fall should be registering in the next few weeks if they're not registering right now, because we usually start in August. And they're 12-week classes each term. So definitely take part. Our spring classes have a showcase where students get to go on stage and perform what they have learned through the year. My classes this past year performed Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and my adult students did Steel Magnolias. So that was quite a bit of fun. I can't wait to see what our theme will be. It was Hollywood this year. I don't know what our theme will be this coming year, but it's a lot of fun. And
it sounds like a lot of fun.
There is something for everyone. I also need to point out that we also have classes in instrumental music.
Okay.
Usually, it depends on the teachers that we have, but we have a keyboarding teacher. We also have visual art classes. So if you like to draw or paint, there are also classes in visual art. So we cover the entire gamut of the arts. I think I mentioned earlier that I got involved initially by exhibiting my own artwork. I had my first exhibit there last April, and the Young Artist Theater, which is our summer camp program, and it's just now wrapping up, did Cinderella. We have 2 age groups for the Young Artist Theater, ages about 8 to 11, and then we have 12 and up. So the 8 to 11 group did Cinderella, and I had a display of the tiaras that I make at this show, which was a lot of fun. You know, little girls in tiaras. Oh my gosh, Mommy, I want one! And the older students in the Young Artist Theater will be doing High School Musical.
Okay.
And it will open next week.
Interesting. So the Foundation of the Arts has a lot of good things coming up. They have the auditions coming up on Saturday and Sunday for Raisin in the Sun. Also, the other Little Women, which entails, what exactly is Little Women about?
Little Women is a classic story by Louisa May Alcott about it was 3 sisters, and I'm not extremely familiar. I always get it confused with a number of other stories, but they are finding love and celebrating their closeness to one another. And it's going to be a musical, as I said. So if you're a singer and you like doing that, that might be a fun activity for you. The director is Matt Deely, and I've worked with him. He's an awesome guy, extremely talented.
Okay. Well, we're definitely looking forward to participating in this Raisin in the Sun. And even if you are not participating, please come out and support the Foundation of the Arts for bringing this wonderful information. Come out to the audition just to get a feel for it. Do something new. It's the summertime. Check out their website, foajonesboro.org, or give them a call. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them on our Facebook live stream or even request line. This has been Community Conversations in KLEK 102.5 FM with Micah Simone and Miss Sametta Parker. We thank you so much. Do you have anything else to give the public while you're on air right now?
The Foundation of Arts, our motto is I am an artist. There is something for everyone at the Foundation of Arts. If you don't act, come and just see a show, or come and see what else that you can be a part of. We look for people who can do costumes, who can help build and paint sets, do lighting and sound. And of course, we want to fill the house for every show. So definitely come and see a show. Ticket prices are very reasonable. I believe for this show, for Raisin and Son, there'll be $15 for adults and $8 for children. And by the way, the show opens on September 8th and will run through the 11th with a matinee on the 10th at 2 o'clock.
That is amazing. Thank you for tuning in to this version of Community Conversations with Sametta Parker from Foundation of the Arts. This has been Kaylee K, 102.5 FM. Tune in tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering views